Shalom and good day all. This is Tehillim29 back again for an Indie and Marvel review. For this time, I am covering Medieval Spawn issue 2, followed by Moonknight Fist of Khonshu issue 8. I'll now get things ready and organized for the first one that I'll be reviewing. So as we move into the first one of Medieval Spawn issue 2, does this cover in any way, shape, or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? The answer is yes, which I give a 7.5 out of 10. Next is the area of the internal art, as we have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end, and also what is happening story-wise with the characters. So as the story begins, we follow the character of Medieval Spawn, but whilst this is occurring, we do see a bit of a discussion, sort of like how I think it's a bit of a monastery here, but it might be something more. So we might have a castle with some abbots that are present, and we learn that one of the abbots' name is called known as Abbot Brown. As the story advances around the middle, we also have Medieval Spawn catching up with like some of the people who are on the field, and one person is trying to find out who Bastion is. I imagine that this might be a lead up to who the character actually might be in the next issue, just the way it comes across. And last but not least, we have Medieval Spawn going up against a very big monster of sorts. Troll, whatever, not exactly sure, but this is where we see the loss of the character known as Abbot Brown. For the internal art, I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move in relation to the area of the story. Seeing that this is only like a very short run, did we get anything time-wise? The answer is yes. Actually, we got the discussion of some of the things that were taking place in like the 3 months that this Medieval Spawn had been around, and some things that they had been investigating. Next is the location. Still no clear indication as to where it's taking place location-wise. Last but not least, cast of characters consisting of Medieval Spawn, who is in search of Abraxas, which is an entity of sorts. Now, whether that character of Abraxas was seen at the end of this issue or not, I don't actually know yet. Next, we had talk of Bastion. We also had the name of someone by Trevor, who he encountered, along with the death of Abbot Brown. For my overall story rating, I give it a 7 out of 10. Now it's time to move into Moonknight Fist of Khonshu, issue 8. So as we start to move into Moonknight Fist of Khonshu, issue 8, does this cover in any way, shape, or form connect to something that is happening inside with the story? It does, to which I give it a 7 out of 10. Next is the area of the internal art, but what is also happening inside with the characters story-wise? As we have a look around the beginning, middle, and of course the end. So a bit of a quick catch-up of things that are happening with, of course, Moonknight or Mark Spector. So as the story begins, we have Moonknight up against the character known as Carver, and whilst this is occurring, we learn that whilst this has occurred, his death has happened. So we're sort of like in a bit of a transition of sorts as to whether he'll be resurrected by Khonshu or something else will actually happen with the character. As we start to move towards the middle of the story, we realize that Carver is also somewhat connected to an ancient dragon deity of sorts, and now we have the Fist of Khonshu going up against an ancient dragon. And we also get flashbacks of moments between his fight with Carver and how it also connects with this particular dragon in the story. So for the internal art, I give it a 6.5 out of 10, as I felt it could have been cleaned up a bit more. Next is the area of the story, which consists of time, location, and cast. Starting off with the area of time we have now. Years prior, we had 10 minutes, 45 seconds, as well as 12 seconds, and they were linking to the countdown of Mark Spector's or Moonknight's death. Next is the location. We had the Midnight Mission, but we also a location that was known as the Horde, but that seemed to be more like a almost a spiritual type dimension as to where Moonknight was taken. Cast of characters consisting of Moonknight, Achilles, and last but not least, Carver. The overall story rating I give is a 6 out of 10. Until then, let's keep it colourful and have yourself an awesome day.